to developing compassion for yourself, I need you to start avoiding assumptions. Stop assuming that everyone is thinking negatively about you. That is the first way to really stop yourself from loving yourself and then in turn giving yourself the self-care that you deserve. Number 4, and this is really for my perfectionists out there, my A-type personalities. I need you to move away from the action mode, so like the doing mode, and I need you to move more into the contemplation mode. All right, this is a downshift that we all need to practice. And I know we're probably headed for another lockdown as COVID is raging again with the Delta variant. So it's a good time to start thinking about this downshift anyway. But what I want you to do is I want you to really look at what you're doing action-wise and get away from the mindset of, I have to do these things or I should do these things. You really have to make a deliberate effort to think about all of these things you're telling yourself you have to do. I have to do the laundry. Okay, yes, that might be true. You have to do the laundry. Sure. Could you add to it and say, I have to do the laundry and I really enjoy having clean clothes? Or I really like looking my best. It makes me feel my best. Or I really like having things where they belong. You've got to start thinking about these things that you're doing, the actions that you're taking, and you need to actually, instead of just being on autopilot all day long and doing them, you need to think about how and why and the mindset that you're using. And this small shift is going to change so much. It's going to help you release a lot of that negativity that you're piling on top of itself. So not only do you have to do the laundry, but now you're thinking about it negatively. And you wonder why you're going to bed every night exhausted, feeling like you have no control over your life. If you just had the mindset that I have to do the laundry and I love having clean clothes, it will at least zero it out so you're not as exhausted at the end of the day with all of the negativity you've been carrying around. And this practice can be applied to yourself as well. So when you start thinking about all the things you didn't accomplish today, all the actions you didn't get done, you can add to that, and I'm still a good person, and I'm still a phenomenal mom, and I love my family so much. It's going to help you to start diminishing that negative mindset. Now, I just want to throw this out there. Our brains are wired. They're literally, functionality is designed to find what's wrong, what's bad, what's sticking out, because that's how our prehistoric brain is developed to save us from predators. The problem is, in this modern world, we don't have those same kinds of threats, but our brain still works that way. So we've got to get smarter and more intentional about how we work our brains. So really start to look at all these actions in your life that are taking so much of your time and go from the action mode to the contemplation mode about how you're thinking about these actions. I know this is a little deep stuff, but I promise you, this one practice alone will absolutely change your life. It's going to bring you to a higher level and give you more of your own time and energy and self-compassion back. Number 5, last but not least on my 5 ways to sell yourself on yourself, is that you do have to get intentional and decide how you want to think about yourself. So you're going to have to make a choice. Every single time you're complaining or you're frustrated or you're pissed off at yourself or something that you don't have control over, you have to make the choice when you're in it to decide how you want to think about yourself in that moment. And when you're thinking these shitty thoughts about yourself, you have to force yourself to think differently. Because again, your brain is on autopilot. It is going to cut you down and make you feel bad about yourself in order to get you to, it thinks it's going to motivate you to do something good for it out of a means of self-preservation. But really what it's doing in this modern world is it's draining you more and more, because once you start thinking negatively about yourself, or you start feeling shitty about something you said or something you did or something you didn't get done, your brain will start looking for evidence and coming up with examples to prove that true. I want you to sit with that for a minute. Your brain is literally looking for examples to prove you right. So if you're sitting around thinking about what a piece of shit you are and how much you didn't get done today and how bad it is that you can't get any self-care in, your brain is going to look around for examples to prove that exactly right. And while you cannot turn that off, you can absolutely turn it down and intentionally think better about yourself and decide to think better about yourself. And these little hacks, these small changes, while they seem like something you could just easily implement, if you don't put them into practice on a daily basis, they're not going to benefit you as much. I'm sure you're listening right now and you're like, yes, Chris, this all sounds insanely great. Not sure I'm going to actually apply it to my life, and that's fine. I trust that these little nuggets are planted like seeds in your brain, and when you're ready, when you hit that bottom and you're sick and tired of everything else running your life and not getting a moment to yourself and not feeling empowered by your decisions and choices, you will remember that, oh, maybe I should get some self-care in. Maybe I should make myself the priority. Maybe I should go back and try to practice some of these things, these ideas to help me develop a consistent self-care routine. Because once you do that, friends, all of the horseshit and drama and chaos and burning down of the world around us is going to affect you a lot less, and you're going to be able to make decisions that are best for you and be able to help those around you deal with whatever they're going through. Because as you take care of you, you become more powerful, more self-sufficient, and more able to say, this I can handle, this I cannot. I need to get that laundry done because I want to have clean clothes for tomorrow, or it's okay if I let that laundry go, I need a nap. You have to choose how you think about it. Let me run through that list one more time. The 5 ways that you can start to sell yourself on yourself is 1, cheerlead every small accomplishment. Number 2, raise your price. Number 3, develop self-compassion. Number 4, move from action to contemplation mode. And last but not least, number 5, decide how you want to think about yourself. All right, friends, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a story you'd like to share and you want to be on the show, please email me. It's Chris, Kris, at selfcareissexy.com. All right, we got some really great content coming your way, so stay tuned. And remember that self-care is sexy. We're giving you permission to put yourself first.